Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. This is the English translation of the Majlis of Hazrath Maulana Qamar Uzzaman Saheb Damat Barakatuhum, which took place on Friday, the 19th of Muharram 1446, corresponding with the English date 26th of July 2024. Hazrat Wala is saying, I read this article out to you before. Here, قال الشيخ سعدي فإن من حفظ فرجه وبصره طهر الخبث الذي يتدنس به أهل الفواحش وزكت أعماله بسبب ترك المحرم. Sheikh Sadi rahimahullah ta'ala said, the person who safeguards his private part and gaze, the filth of which the immoral people are sullied, will be purified, and his actions will be cleansed by virtue of abstaining from the unlawful which the carnal self hankers after and invites him to. Now whoever desists from something for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he recompenses him with something better. فَمَنْ تَرَكَ شَيْئًا لِلَّهِ عَوَّضَهُ اللَّهُ خَيْرًا مِنْهُ. The person who desists from something for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he recompenses him with something better. Now the first, an accidental gaze, that is maaf. However, the one that comes after that, a person would be taken to task for that. Now Allah Ta'ala protect us from the guna and the sin of every limb and organ. And out of His grace and His mercy, He protect us from His disobedience. You see this eyes, ears, tongue, nose, whatever it is, all of this, these are ni'mats of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now our mashayikh, they exercised so much of ihtiyat. Hazrat Maulana Shah Wasiullah Sahab, right till the end, even in old age, was so cautious about all these things. Sometimes he would ask for the newspapers. He hardly put his glance on it and he would push it away. And then he would go on to say, Ab kaise bacha jaye? Now tell me what to do. How will I protect and look after my eyes? Sometimes he would be sitting in his private chamber, and there from the streets and from outside the sound of music, drums, etc. would be penetrating and coming through. And then with such a heavy heart and with so much of remorse and grief, he would say, Ab kaise bacha jaye? Now tell me what to do. What do I do? How will I look after, protect and save myself? Min husni islamil mar'i tarkuhu ma la ya'nih. This is why the beauty of a person's Islam lies in his discarding whatever does not concern him. Applies. What does this apply to? It applies to futile speech and futile casting of gaze and so on. Hazrat Maulana Hakim Akhtar Sahab used to say that stopping the eyes in its tracks, the gaze, that is also a great mujahada and a sacrifice. So Maulana Abrarul Haq also used to say, he would say that, see, this is the amanat, the hands, all these limbs, organs, etc. So you should not let it go forward. You should not stretch it forward, meaning you should look after these amanats that Allah Ta'ala has given you. Chashmo band, labbo band, gosho band, gar nabini noor haq barman khand. Shut the eyes, zip the lips, plug the ears, then too, if you do not see the nur of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then laugh at me. Meaning, this is so tried and tested. Make hifazat of your eyes, ears and your tongue. Most definitely you will enjoy, rather perceive the nur of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You know, we were on one occasion where Hazrat Maulana Hakim Akhtar Saheb in Bombay. We were there at the shores, at the beach, and he went on to start explaining to us that, see, all these huge boulders, you know, you would find it. You first find the shore, and then you find these huge boulders, and then you have the road, and then you have all these skyscraper, these huge hotels, etc., where tourists and holiday makers come to. So he went on to say to us, see here, look at these huge boulders that have been placed and been put here. The example of it is this, that they have put it here so that they can look after and protect these beautiful hotels. Right? So that the waves may come and smash onto these rocks and they would go back. He say exactly the same is that of the eyes. That these things come. But if the eyes shut there and drives it away, then that great wealth which is in the heart, or rather it will not even come anywhere near to the heart. قال ابن القيم وأكثر المعاصي إنما تولدها من فضول الكلام والنظر وهما أوسع مداخل الشيطان فإن جارحتيهما لا يملأان ولا يسأمان. Ibn Qayyim rahimahullah said, futile speech and futile casting of the gaze are the propellants of the most evil actions. These too are the largest entrances for shaitan because they neither get tired nor fed up. So whatever we have to do, we have to do. And whatever we have to lock and whatever we have to be cautious about, we have to do that. Now, this strike and this shot and this blow from the side of the nafs is absolutely fatal. इधर गाफिल हुआ नहीं कि उधर दसा दिया. That you hardly were negligent for a little while on this side, that the nafs stung you and bit you on the other side with that poisonous bite. Andari ra mi kharash o mi tarash ta dame akhir dame farig mabash. In this path there are challenges, trials, tribulations and sacrifices. Ta dame akhir dame farig mabash. Right up till the end. Do not keep yourself free or unoccupied. Rather occupy yourself and be vigilant. So you have this amanat, that amanat, the other amanat. But the greatest of all the amanats is the amanat of the deen that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given to us. Now a person should therefore remain sharp and intelligent. He must ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for patience and salvation. He must sever every path which would contribute to the destruction and deprivation of his nafs and self. The deen of a person is his capital. If it is lost, he will suffer loss in this dunya and in the akhirat. This is more so in our times where temptations are falling on people like raindrops. Like raindrops, the doors of doubts and desires have opened wide through these modern gadgets, dubious internet sites and deviated programs which have driven many people towards eternal destruction and diverted them from guidance. We beg Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for soundness. Nas'alullah al-afiyah. We beg Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for soundness. Ameen. So the greatest amanat is that amanat of the deen. Ala kullukum ra'in wa kullukum mas'ulun an ra'iyyatih. Behold, beware, listen attentively. Each one of you is in a place of authority. He is a shepherd and he will be answerable regarding his subordinates and his flock. Allah Ta'ala give us the tawfiq and the hidayat. Allah Ta'ala protect us also and our awlad and our children as well. Rather, you should make dua for yourselves and for your children, dua of hifazat, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protects us. ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم وتب علينا إنك أنت التواب الرحيم بحرمة سيد النبي الكريم صلى الله عليه وسلم.